when I see Brock Purdy, man, I just see a baby-faced kid. But you seeing him in person when you met him, in all honesty, when you saw him walking in that room, between embryo and teenager, how young does he look? What do you got for me on that front, Daryl?
He did not look like he was going to be the starting quarterback in the Super Wild Card round kickoff.
It's unbelievable.
Looks like he's a few years away from that.
So what is the secret sauce? What's happening there? What'd you glean when you talked to him and Kyle Shanahan before the game and watched the game? What'd you pick up, Daryl?
I think he's fearless. I really do. I think he's played a lot of football and he's seen a lot of things. You're a 4-year starter at Iowa State. I think he's already walked this path, going from high school as a lightly recruited quarterback to Iowa State. He told us, I was third-string quarterback coming in, my freshman year. And I learned a lot about the process and the patience that's needed to get through that. And you just have to be ready when that opportunity presents itself, because you never know when it's going to, so you have to be prepared. And I was able to take advantage of it at Iowa State, and I kind of used a lot of those lessons I learned there to help me to be ready here. And we had that game. We had that Miami game when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, Rich, I mean, he made a couple of throws into some windows, one in the red zone, so you knew there was no doubt that he felt confident in his ability to throw into tight windows at the NFL level. He made a couple that were outstanding. I think he's very intelligent. I think he embraces the diversity of that offense, how dynamic it can be. We hear a lot of backup quarterbacks say, I don't have to win the game, I just have to use the talent that's around me. I think he does more than speak that. I think he really does live that. But then he's got that ability to make those off-schedule plays that a lot of young quarterbacks don't. And the throw to Brandon Ayuk in the back corner of the end zone that unfortunately Brandon dropped was one of the better plays I've seen this year. I mean, to scramble left, circle all the way back to your right, and get that ball into a spot where Brandon could catch it. Only Brandon could catch it was really impressive. So what we hear from the older guys is that, they say Brock Purdy walks into the huddle from day one, and it's his huddle. And you got Trent Williams, George Kittle. I mean, you got some dynamic personalities and some really good players in there. And it's Brock Purdy's huddle. And so I think he won them over immediately. His performance in the Miami game, the way he kind of came into that next week and just really kind of took charge as a starting quarterback. Those guys have all bought in. They all love him.
Well, for me, Moose, the first touchdown that the Niners scored, 68 yards, comes from just one touch from McCaffrey. By the way, great first touch for him, huh? As a Niner in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and then he finishes up that drive with a touchdown grab that Purdy helped create, by avoiding a sack. The time, to use the Bill Parcells phrase, where I thought he dropped his Huggies, was the drive to start the second half. Coming out of the locker room, the Seahawks had just taken the lead because of that boneheaded penalty on Jimmy Ward and the boneheaded squib, to be very honest with you. I don't know why they squib kicked, but the way that he performed in that drive and the throws he was making and the confidence that he had, I thought to myself, okay, we might look back and say this is when he settled in after that first half. And because this team can win it, right? I mean, we should stop even asking that question, even though I'm going to ask it to you one more time. That Niners can win it with Purdy.
No, they've been talking about that since week one.
Right.
This is a Super Bowl ready roster.
Right.
They've got Trey Lance and, everything's ready to go. And, the one thing I've been impressed with San Francisco is the amount of adversity you have going through the course of the season at the most important position. And they've never flinched. And it's a credit to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to have that covered, right? You've got your guy that you want to be the guy moving forward in Trey Lance, and he gets hurt. And then you found a way to keep Jimmy Garoppolo around, and then he gets hurt. And then you got this guy that, we were thinking about maybe just waiting and maybe picking him up as a free agent. But, hey, what the heck? We like the kid. He checks all our boxes. Let's just grab him with our last pick. So you backed up the most important position, and it's paid huge dividends for you because your defense is championship caliber. Your skill players on the offensive side are as good as anybody in the NFL. You just need somebody not to get you beat with turnovers at the quarterback position, and somebody who understands I'm the point guard, and I've got a lot of weapons that I can put the ball to, and that's what Brock Purdy's doing. So, it's funny, early in the year when we did that first Giants-Eagles matchup, and it was 48-22, and you kind of come away from it, and you're like, wow, that's a good Eagles team. I don't know if anybody can beat them. They're going to have to help the opposition if anybody's going to knock off Philly. They're going to have some turnovers. They're going to have some penalties. They're going to have to make a few mistakes. I'm kind of thinking about that same thing now for San Francisco. With the uncertainty of Jalen Hurts and what he can do at the quarterback spot with Lane Johnson, is he going to be able to play? How long will he be able to play? Avonte Maddox is still out of the lineup on the defensive side of the ball. Not only is San Francisco talented, but they're extremely healthy right now going in. Where last year, they came limping into the playoffs, and this year they're as healthy as they've been all season.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.